Welcome to Severely Underrated, and welcome to a game where you take on the role of a perpetually angry man with a sword the size of a family car and single-handedly commit more war crimes than an entire medieval army. If you've ever wanted to experience the Berserk manga but didn't feel like reading thousands of pages of beautifully drawn drama, this game condenses all of the guy's suffering into a high-speed hack-and-slash bender. Welcome to Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. If you're unfamiliar with this franchise, buckle up, because this story does not pull its punches. At first, it seems like a classic medieval fantasy tale about a rough mercenary who climbs the ranks in a charismatic band of warriors. Sounds fun, right?
Absolutely not.
Well, this story is a ride that starts off like Game of Thrones and ends somewhere between Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2, where everyone is having the worst day of their lives and praying to God.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
You said it, Pinhead, because this game follows the Golden Age arc all the way to the Falcon of the Millennium Empire arc, meaning you get to relive all of God's most soul-crushing moments. Watching his life fall apart in real time is like dropping your ice cream cone on your new shoes, meaning the rage is real. Now, if you've ever played any Dynasty Warriors game, congratulations, you already know how this game works. If not, let me break it down. Step 1. Press attack buttons. Step 2. Watch as God swings his sword like a blender set to Wolverine. Step 3. Hope the enemies haven't developed the intelligence to move out of the way. Step 4. Repeat until the battlefield is covered in bodies. This game makes you feel insanely powerful. God's sword doesn't cut through enemies, it erases them from existence. You'll find yourself mowing down hundreds of enemies in a single level, all while wondering why these guys keep running towards the giant man with a slab of steel larger than an entire village. Seriously, at some point I started feeling bad for them. Well, not all of them. Anyway, that said, things can get repetitive. The gameplay loop is basically kill everything, move forward, kill everything again, which means after a while you'll start mixing things up by killing more things. This franchise has one of the most memorable casts in anime manga history, and the game brings them to life in all their traumatized glory. For example, you've got Guts, the angriest man in medieval history, wielding the ultimate overcompensation weapon. Griffith, the pretty boy with a dream so big it casually steamrolls over his best friends. Casca, the only person in the game who seems to have common sense, which of course means he suffers the most. Zod, a giant demon dude who exists solely to flex on guts and laugh maniacally, who basically is my personal favorite because, well, Exhibit A? The game lets you play as multiple characters, so if swinging Guts' massive sword gets too easy, you can mix it up by controlling someone with actual combat finesse. Spoiler alert, in the end you either pick Guts or Zod. Now, I don't know who keeps recruiting soldiers in this world, but they should probably stop. Imagine being some random guy who signed up for a mercenary job because you needed some extra coin, and suddenly a 7-foot-tall warrior dressed in all black comes flying at you, cleaving through 50 people as if he's cutting vegetables.
Nice, long stroke.
Things get even wilder when demons start showing up. Suddenly you're fighting horrifying monsters that look like they crawled straight out of a nightmare. They're bigger, stronger, and honestly, it doesn't make any difference at all to you or to your massive slab of steel.
They're the same picture.
The boss fights in this game range from mildly annoying to, oh great, I'm fighting Satan's personal bodyguard. If you thought plowing through normal enemies was easy, the game will humble you the moment a major boss shows up. These fights force you to use some tactics instead of just mashing buttons like a caffeinated toddler. Visually, the game does a decent job capturing the aesthetic. Sure, some character models look a little stiff, and the environments aren't the most detailed, but let's be real, you're here to obliterate everything in sight, not to admire the scenery. So, if you're a Berserk fan, you should absolutely play this. It's not a perfect adaptation, but it captures the feeling of being guts, unstoppable, angry, and constantly surrounded by people who want you dead. If you love mindless hack and slash fun, this game will keep you entertained for hours upon hours until you start screaming. See ya, boys and gals, and remember to be nice to one another, have fun, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe for more videos.
Do not be the